At this point, COVID-19 is a worldwide pandemic. It is in most countries of the world, it is all over the United States, and it is too late for us to try to contain the virus, but we can mitigate it, meaning that we can reduce the rate of transmission, we can change the trajectory of the virus's spread, and we can save lives. COVID-19 is a new virus. There's a lot that we are beginning to find out about it, and there's a lot that we just don't know. We just don't know if there is going to be a seasonal pattern with COVID-19. There are some other viruses that tend to peak in the wintertime and then decrease in the summer, but we have no idea if COVID-19 is going to be following that pattern. We can't count on it because we just don't know. And so we need to account for COVID-19 continuing to escalate even in the coming warmer weather months. None of us have immunity to it because it's new. And because there is no vaccine and no treatment, the only thing that we have is prevention, to try to prevent the spread of this disease from person to person. What we need is testing for anyone who has symptoms and in general for surveillance so that we understand what is the real rate of spread and the degree of spread here in our communities. We also need treatment. We need treatment for everyone who needs it. People cannot be priced out of the ability to have care. And we need everyone to practice aggressive social distancing. If the virus has nowhere to spread, it will not infect anyone. And we can stop the virus in its tracks as long as all of us practice staying at home, and not just for those who are ill, not just for those who are more susceptible, but everyone should stay at home and away from others as much as possible. Because if we can stop the transmission of COVID-19 from person to person, or at least reduce that rate, then we can avoid overwhelming our hospitals all at the same time. About 80% of patients who get COVID-19 will recover with mild symptoms. They do not need in-hospital care. So think about the cold or the flu, they'll recover with symptomatic management at home. About 15% may need hospital care, and about 5% need intensive care. The biggest fear right now in the US and in other countries around the world is that hospitals do not have the capacity to take in all the critically ill patients who may need care at the same time. Then we have to look forward, because this is a pandemic, this is something that has killed and will continue to kill many of our citizens, but this will not be the last outbreak that we will ever have. And if it's anything that COVID-19 has shown us, it's that we are vastly underprepared as a country and as a world to outbreaks like this. We need investment in our public health infrastructure. There's a saying that public health saved your life today. You just don't know it. The work of public health, by definition, is invisible because we succeed when we have prevented something from happening. There are all these outbreaks that you've never heard of, and all these pandemics that could have happened but didn't because of the work that public health does every single day. We need urgent investment in public health. Public health is always the first thing on the chopping block because by definition, it's something that can't normally be seen. And now we are experiencing the effects of what happens when we do not have systemic investments in our public health infrastructure. We cannot just be looking at public health when something happens, because public health is about prevention. It's about preventing this outbreak to occur in the first place. And we also have to recognize that diseases know no boundaries. And that if we are to invest in public health, we also have to invest in global public health and understand that public health, national security, health and well-being, and safety are all integrally intertwined.